The cool green comet of Emeraldtown. Elk Woodworth had never intended on visiting the opera that night. He viewed it as an extravagant indulgence, yet there he was, dressed in his best suit, seated next to the radiant Ms. Vella Estute. The energy of the audience enveloped them as the orchestra filled the air with enchanting melodies, igniting a spark within Elk's heart that he hadn't felt in years.
As the last aria echoed through the theatre and the applause started, Vella turned to him with a mischievous glint in her eyes. "Let's get out of the city," she exclaimed, her enthusiasm glowing. "I've heard about a quaint little town called Emeraldtown. They say it's beautiful this time of year, perfect for stargazing." Elk hesitated, the practicality in him arguing against such spontaneity. But the thrill of adventure ignited by Vella's spirit compelled him. "All right, let's go," he replied, a smile creeping onto his face. Emeraldtown welcomed them as they entered its charming streets, flanked by lush trees and vibrant flowers. Locals buzzed with excitement, stories of a rare cosmic event, the Green Comet, visible only once every 100,000 years, spreading through the air like wildfire. Elk and Vella soon found themselves at a lively gathering in the town square, where families shared legends that had been passed down for generations.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, a sense of camaraderie enveloped the community. Elk, who usually immersed himself in nature's solitary wonders, felt a warmth he had long missed, the connection with others. They met Mr. Plex, the town historian who spoke passionately about the comet's lore. "It brings change, or rather it reveals what has always been within us," he said, eyes sparkling with intensity. Elk's heart raced. He'd always been drawn to the mysteries of nature, but the sight of that comet tethered his thoughts to his feelings for Vella and the fleeting nature of life. In that moment he intuited that something significant awaited. Vella studied him with a knowing smile, her fingers entwined with his. "We should watch the comet together," she whispered. "Under the open sky, just you and me surrounded by magic." But something seemed mysterious and old. A man emerged with an old book in his hand, who spoke of an old prophecy. Elk and Vella felt a chill at the mention of the prophecy, a stark contrast to the excitement surrounding. The man pointed to sky. "Tonight, when the comet appears in the sky, it will be the first of the prophecies fulfilled," he continued. "Then there are 5 other events." "And then?" asked Elk.
"Mr. Yule!" shouted Mr. Plex, the town historian. "How many times must you mention that prophecy of yours? The comet is just a natural phenomenon, not witchcraft." Underneath the brilliance of stars, as townsfolk decorated the square with lanterns, Elk and Vella tried not to be worried about Mr. Yule's prophecy. The comet was not merely an astronomical phenomenon, it held the potential to transform the spirits of everyone present that night. They could not let it be sullied by superstition.
Elk found Old Lady Maple, the town's wise elder, seated on a bench, her radiant smile calming. "Nurture the bonds you forged here, Elk. The comet reveals truths," she said. Elk's resolve strengthened as he listened to her words, knowing he needed to rally the townsfolk.
With Vella by his side, he urged the community to gather and to cast aside the concerns of Mr. Yule's prophecy. The people united, fueled by a collective love for Emeraldtown and the connection they felt to one another and to the cosmos itself. When night fell, the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. And then, just as the legends foretold, the green comet streaked across the sky, painting the heavens with brilliant shades of green that shimmered like emeralds. Gasps swept through the square, jaws hung open in awe, and Elk felt a rush of clarity. In that transcendent moment, people shared unspoken emotions, dreams were ignited, and the magic of the comet worked like a spell. Elk realized that this moment was not only about stargazing, it was about embracing life and allowing oneself to be transformed. He turned to Vella, their eyes focused on the skies above. As the comet soared, Elk felt emboldened. The world around him shimmered with possibility, mirroring the feelings swirling within him for Vella. He understood then. They would embrace their feelings without reservation, much like they had embraced this adventure. With the comet trailing into the night sky, Elk and Vella emerged from the crowd, hand in hand, hearts intertwined with the hope and magic that greeting the unknown can bring. Vella asked Mr. Yule, "So what happens in the end of all 5 of your events?" Mr. Yule hesitated to answer. Lady Maple replied, "We all know Mr. Yule's prophecy. The couples who have already met, that's you, Mr. Elk, and you, Miss Vella, will never escape the love for each other. But only after all 6 events. Isn't that right, Mr. Yule?" Mr. Yule smiled and offered them copies of his book. Love blossomed in the heart of Emeraldtown, transcending the ordinary to touch the extraordinary.
We closed our eyes and made a vow underneath that heavenly brow. The earth and moon so hot and wild, in cosmic dance a blazing child. The comet's light, a spectral hue, touched the lands that dinosaurs knew. Through epochs vast and eras flown, it marks the sky, our ancient stone. From molten seas to human eyes, the comet which forever flies. In its glow we spoke our names, Elk Woodworth and Vella Estute. The cool green comet of Emeraldtown, born when dinosaurs were around. Every 100,000 years it reappears, igniting cheers, casting dreams and wishes around. We closed our eyes and made a vow underneath that heavenly brow. As it speeds towards space, a glowing trace of Earth's embrace, the comets dance through history. Now suppose the cool green comet it speaks, what tales would it tell of other emerald towns it seeks? Could other Elk Woodworths and other Vella Estute's wishes also be fulfilled?